Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. 47.6, guys, that's the price of XRP right now. And I got the chart up here on the daily. And as you guys can see, we are holding, okay? On the daily, we are holding. We did go up as high as 55.8, and that was back on September the 23rd. And we've seen a bit of a pullback, guys, a bit of a pullback, but, you know, it is looking fairly healthy. We're not seeing huge volatile swings like this. We are seeing, a very nice, tight, restrained pullback here, which is forming what I am guessing is going to be a bullish pennant pattern. Let me get rid of that line there. You can see it better on the 4-hour chart here. So XRP did come right back down into this level of support. So it's looking like we're building a new level of support down here in and around, what is that, 45 cents, give or take. So it's about 45 cents. We can see it formed that support back on the 23rd, rebounded back on the 26th, which was just yesterday, and now XRP is up to 47.5 cents. So forming that bullish pennant pattern, guys, that is what it is looking like. Hopefully we will see XRP continue its momentum to the upside. Now let me throw it on the hourly here, and let me just get rid of some of that stuff. And I'm just going to bring up the Bitcoin chart, guys, because, whoops, BTC USD, because Bitcoin over the last few hours is looking like it is taking off as well. So Bitcoin started its bullish run. It's looking like at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday, and we have seen nothing but positive green momentum ever since. And even this is looking very, very bullish right now. Not even retracing commensurate with the uptrend. So a very bullish rally as of now. I mean, that could all change. Bitcoin, though, I mean, considering what we've been seeing for XRP and other cryptocurrencies like Algorand, XLM, it seems as though Bitcoin has been kept back and been pent up for quite some time now. I mean, even just looking at, over the summer of consolidation, we just kind of saw it trending in this range here. But now we're seeing some upward momentum. And so more money is pouring into the crypto market. Bitcoin over the last 24 hours is now up 5.86%. And as you guys can see, look at this. A lot of the other cryptocurrencies are following its lead, like Ethereum up 5.7. We got BNB coin up 3.89. XRP in the last 24 hours hasn't performed as well, although all last week it has performed very well as we've been following. Cardano's up 2.5. Solana's up 5.98. Oh, just changed over to 6.34. So it's looking like everything now gaining a bit of momentum because Bitcoin is gaining momentum. We're still seeing the market cap here under $1 trillion, however, but Bitcoin dominance up here is gaining a little bit. Now, Egreg Crypto here, just to get back on the XRP track, he is saying XRP is expecting a 790% pump in correlation with this fractal pattern from back in November of 2014. The current fractal is rhyming with it, and it is ranging in preparation for the second pump. The second pump, if it keeps on rhyming, then we will see 790%. It is plausible and very possible. So what he is looking at here is this particular trend set back in 2014. So just bringing up the XRP chart once again, and I think, this is the time to kind of be paying attention to this, considering we are seeing new life being breathed into XRP. He is looking at this pump here, all right? Mid-2014 to late 2014, this pump here saw a 793% gain approximately. And so just if you take a look at this and you compare to where we are today to where the trend is right now, he's taking that fractal pattern and superimposing it on today's chart, taking it from the bottom of the trend. So if we go back here and we take a look at where we are right now near the bottom, right in and around here, and we go up 793%, what he is assuming is that we are going to see an XRP worth roughly $2.56.5. So $2.55, $2.56. And this would definitely bring us up in line with kind of where we saw that former all-time high in and around here, just depending on which exchange you're looking at. XRP range from $3, $3.30. I think on one exchange it did reach a high of $3.84, if I'm not mistaken, way back in early 2018. So just by taking a look at that fractal, that's what his prediction is. And I mean, it's definitely doable. I mean, considering where we're going with a new financial system, if this is the case, and if we are actually decoupling, because I mean, quite frankly, the rest of the market is looking like crap. Blockchain backer here pointing something out. I believe the Dow Jones Industrial Average has popped, that the long bear market or Great Depression for the DJI has begun. So this is a bit of a doom and gloom prediction, but I mean, this is what he's seeing in the chart. And I can see it too. I can see where he's going with this. The DJI has actually made a new low lower than this low. We were hoping that we would see it hold and continue to move its way up. But as you guys can see, it did break down even further. And so, Blockchain Backer here is saying many have built careers over the last decade proclaiming the Great Depression was upon us, only for the DJI to rip up another 400+% while they cried wolf. So, this is going to have an effect on broader markets, of course. The other thing we should be paying attention to is what is going on in England, guys. Dan Held bringing this up. The Bank of England governor, cryptocurrency investors should be prepared to lose all their money. And meanwhile, the British pound loses 99.9% of its value over its existence. And Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has taken this opportunity to call out the Bank of England. Told you so, the Bank of England. Nayib Bukele retweeting out his own tweet from November of 2021. I'm really concerned about the Bank of England printing money out of thin air. Now, we got to remember the context of this. This was when Bitcoin was at its all-time high. In and around that time. And the Bank of England was actually quite critical of El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. Nayib Bukele also tweeted this out. Bank of England is worried about El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin. Really? I guess the Bank of England's interest in the well-being of our people is genuine, right? I mean, they've always cared about our people. Always. Dr. Parikh Patel down here, bringing up the obvious. Of course, Bitcoin has collapsed since that tweet went from $69,000 all the way down under $20,000. But you know what? It's about zooming out. And I know the new leader of the opposition to Justin Trudeau in Canada, he's a proponent of Bitcoin as well, Pierre Poilievre. He's been criticized for the same thing. And, he's being accused of being an extremist and supporting the truckers and all that stuff. Remember when that was happening back in February? He is also a proponent of Bitcoin, and, he is catching the same flack. But once we do zoom out, you really do see how, investing not just in Bitcoin, but in any cryptocurrency, really. I mean, generally focusing on the cryptocurrencies that solve problems, how those are going to be a good hedge against inflation. So Nayib Bukele, taking this opportunity to I told you so, the Bank of England. I don't blame him. Overnight here also posting this. So the euro is in free fall. Seek safety in the event banks are not safe. Brace for impact, people. Something is going on. So this is what's going to get us into the next part of this video, guys. Just taking a look at GBP to USD. So the Great British Pound, as I mentioned the other day, was hovering dangerously low, very close to all-time lows. Here, if I throw it on the monthly, we can see it did match a low set back in, 1985? February 1985 was the last time we saw a low like that for the GBP, the Great British Pound. So we got the Great British Pound collapsing, and as per overnight here on Twitter, we've also got the euro seeing new lows as well. So, euro to USD, bringing up the euro chart here to US dollar, and as you guys can see, the euro is now trading at about 96 cents compared to the US dollar. So we haven't seen lows like this since 2002. Scary stuff. The DXY dollar index right now at 113.61. So you can see how that has just been skyrocketing since about mid-2021. Which brings me to this, guys. I saw this from XRP Lion 1 here on Twitter, and it was also brought to my attention by Dawdler for XRP, okay? A few things that are now playing into this great reset narrative, the global currency reset. Now, he's got a time frame on this. I mean, I don't know how closely this is going to match, but I mean, we are getting to the end of September, and so he is saying that this is going to be done before the new fiscal year starts on October the 1st. Now, if you guys remember, the Pope also implored everybody, all the investors, to bring their money back to Vatican banks by the date, and he did set a deadline, September the 30th, 2022. So that falls in line with what's going on here. WFB has GCR release codes. The rescue of the financial instruments has begun. The global launch of funds has just taken place in all parts of the world, marking the beginning of the Global Asset Redemption Program. Bank employees across the globe report that banks are undergoing major changes. Many involved with stock markets say it would be closed next week in order to make rate changes of various countries. Fidelity employees were told there would be no stock market next week, getting lots of chatter on the banking side. And then he says, after the US, NASARA is completed and JSARA is implemented on January the 1st, 2023. Interesting to say the least. And I noticed there were some people on Twitter talking about how trading was actually going to halt, and I wasn't quite sure what they meant by this. Well, then I was taking a look on Twitter and I saw this other tweet thread here. Somebody responded to one of the tweets that I'm going to get to in a second, retweeting out Institutional Investor 2.0's tweet here. He goes on to say, all right, buttholes, see you soon. Have a good friggin' weekend. Next week, big short. Exit liquidity. Won't be online for a few days. We are not allowed to trade next week. So take care. Buy the dip. Bye-bye effers. We're not allowed to trade next week. So is this thing really happening? I also saw a tweet, and I wish I had it up here. It didn't really strike me until I saw these tweets, and then I went back trying to find them, and I couldn't find them. This one woman posted a tweet of her bank ATM, and you know when you have the screen and it says like withdrawal, deposit, check your balance, all that stuff. There was no actual option for withdraw. So are banks even getting ready for a potential bank run? I mean, Mark Yasuko has been warning about this. This was taken from an earlier interview he did with Thinking Crypto, but I just wanted to read you guys one of these quotes again, okay? He ultimately thinks crypto winter is over, that we've already seen the bottom, and that, the Fed and the decisions they make from here on out is really going to get crypto to moon. He says, my personal belief is that we're in a recession. I think the Fed could over-tighten and break things. I think because of that, the Fed will reverse. When they reverse, we're going to have a face melter of a rally. I mean, a face melter because the shorts are going to get scorched, and the amount of shorts in crypto is massive. So he's talking here about the crypto market, and he thinks we are going to see a face melter of a rally. Let me just read you guys this quote too that he said before that. I actually do believe crypto winter is over. I believe we're in crypto spring. I believe we have seen the bottom. That doesn't mean we can't retest. It doesn't mean that we can't go a little bit lower. But I really do think that cathartic unwind of the leverage in Bitcoin happened. And I do think we're having a little follow through here when a buy the rumor, sell the news is about to merge. I think there were a lot of people that thought when the merge happened, suddenly everybody was just going to buy Ethereum. So here he's talking in context with the Ethereum merge. So here, just to put it in context, he's talking about the Ethereum merge. Well, obviously, since the Ethereum merge, the actual opposite happened. Ethereum price went down. People were not deciding to buy Ethereum. Gary Gensler even went on the attack with Ethereum. So I thought that was interesting. Guys, I also saw this from the poor XRP hodler. Keep your eyes on everything because it all connects, and add more connections below. So, more to suggest that London is already possibly falling. This a screen grab tweet from Zero Hedge. London banks prepare for possible blackouts. Are you kidding me? Obviously, just the other day I was talking about how the pound has plunged, and I also just mentioned it today, the lowest level since 1985. And then he brings this up, okay? 10 days of darkness. In the year 1582, 10 days between October the 5th through October 14th were erased from time with the introduction of the Gregorian calendar. And it's not to say that we are erasing time and getting rid of days and changing our calendar, but it was 10 days of darkness. That's what it was dubbed. So could we be seeing something similar with regards to the financial system? A metaphorical 10 days of darkness. He also posted this, so this retweeted out by Ant1 here on Twitter. Bank of England expected to make a statement today, but look, it's not just one bank. Something big is happening. So there was a statement made yesterday by the Bank of England, but on the calendar here, the European Central Bank supposed to speak. Also, the U.S. Federal Reserve a few times here supposed to speak at this event. And so the full statement by the governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, is at this link here. But just to kind of sum it up, the MPC will not hesitate to change interest rates by as much as they needed to return inflation to the 2% target sustainably in the medium term. So this is the plan, at least. I guess the question is, will it be sustainable, and will it be able to mitigate the inflation that we've already been seeing, the downtrodden price of the Great British Pound? Here, look, if I throw it on the hourly, you guys can see there has been a bit of a rebound, but, not by much. The idea of this financial reset is that all fiat will collapse, but they won't collapse all at the same time, although, we are seeing the Great British Pound, and as I mentioned earlier, the euro also plummeting. The US dollar strength obviously correlates to this. So it is anybody's guess. The Pope, again, prepare, bring all your assets back to the Vatican. And then we have this global currency reset, the warning from XRP Lion 1 on Twitter. So is London falling, guys? Are we going to see a merge? let's not forget what Christine Lagarde said back in 2019. I know this video clip has been circulating on Twitter recently. It is an older clip. I gotta say, I remember watching this back when it was released originally in 2019. This was at the World Economic Forum. Christine Lagarde discussing a new financial system, and she actually mentions Ripple by name. Listen to this.
Certainly see potential for CBDC. Digital currency is what I'm referring to. I tell you what we are seeing, and it changes so fast in a matter of 1 year. You know, the crypto assets at large have lost about 85% of their value in a matter of 1 year. What we are seeing at the moment is what Carlos was referring to, which is, you know, development into new technologies that will actually change the way in which intermediation is conducted. Eliminate some of the barriers, including the unconscious biases that exists out there. And, you know, I think in the banking system at large in many countries, the difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your costs, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
When you think of Circle and Ripple, this is where they're active and this is where they are helpful. So, you know, calling out most cryptocurrencies at the top of the last bull market. You know, at the beginning of this clip, Christine Lagarde was saying, you know, how most of these cryptocurrencies lost about 90% of their value. But we're looking to the future. We're looking to the cryptocurrencies that solve problems. And even at that time, there was already a plan for the new financial system, Ripple and XRP at the forefront. Now, just coming back to the present, DTCC, which is a Ripple partner, by the way, posted this memo just yesterday. Okay, important to notice, the depository trust system clearinghouse warning shots fired. And what are they saying here? Periodically, it is necessary for clients of the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation and its affiliates, collectively DTCC, to confirm holdings for regulatory compliance or other reasons, aka make sure everybody is leveraged appropriately so that if the crap hits the fan, there's at least collateral that we can reach out for. So again, another warning shot that something is going to happen. Beginning September 29th, 2022, DTCC will implement an enhancement to this service by introducing a more streamlined, digitalized workflow, and DTCC a Ripple partner. So, considering the strength of the dollar and the weakening of other major currencies like the euro and the Great British Pound, just to name a couple of the more influential ones, is the end of September really that target date? And by October the 1st, 2022, is this going to be kind of the first phase of this new reset? Is this going to be the flip the switch moment? Is the phoenix going to rise from the ashes? I have to say kudos here to Nicole. Clouds formed like phoenix bird. Just amazing. Look at that. It almost looks photoshopped. Maybe it is, but it could be a sign. XRP to the moon, guys. Tell me down in the comments what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.